this. Let's do this like Brutus, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Tony Man Show, and I'm back. I'm back again, and this one is going to be all encapsulating for the whole NFC because it's only a week away, 7 days from the Eagles trying to, they're not trying to, they're going to defend their Super Bowl championship. So we have a target on our back. So without further ado, just like my last two ones that you'll see, this is me reporting from the Sports Illustrated predictions, and we're gonna go back to from west to east. So, and I'm just going to click on them, and we're going to go and read their schedules. And if I have a little comment here and there, we'll do that. So let's go. Let's do this. All right, starting first, we have the NFC West, ladies and gentlemen. I did not label this. Holy shit. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it says. They have the Seahawks and the Cardinals. So we got. They have the Cardinals going 6-11. If anybody's a Cardinals fan out there, my heart goes out to you. But we have them win. We have them losing week 1 at New Orleans, winning week 2 at Carolina. Week 3 is a definite loss to San Francisco. Week 4 win against Seattle. Loss. As you can see now on the screen as I talk about it. Week 8 a bye. Week 9 at Dallas a loss. Week 10 at Seattle a loss. Week 11 at home against San Francisco. They think they're going to win that one. I don't know. We'll see. Jacksonville's a win. Tampa Bay's a loss. The Rams a win. Houston loss. And then I guess they close out the season with 4 straight losses in a row. And, Kyle, if he's still the quarterback, I don't know because it was last year. He's a little short dude. We can tell when. Well, how about this? Find out when the next Call of Duty comes out. If it comes out during the football season, and then because Kyle's an avid Call of Duty player, so he probably won't play well after he gets the game because he'll be playing up all night because that's how he does things. But okay. So we have the Seattle Seahawks. Remember, I said I didn't think they were going to be that bad, but I mean, they have them over 500 at 9-8. So they got the week 1 win at home against San Francisco. I agree with that. Week 2 at Pittsburgh. Yeah, because you've got Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron, come on, let's face it. Aaron Rodgers is in the twilights of his career now. He's not, I don't know why he keeps doing what he's doing, but it is what it is. That's such sayings. But yeah, then week number 3 at New Orleans. Week number 4 a loss to Arizona, as we see. Tampa Bay a win. Jacksonville a loss. Houston a loss. Week 8 a bye. Week 9 Washington a win. Week 10 a win. 4 in a row they lose. They win 3, and then they lose their last one to the San Francisco 49ers. So after the bye you win 2, then you lose 4, so everybody starts to hate the Seattle Seahawks again. They say they suck. Then they win 3 in a row, and they go, oh, wait a minute, they might be good, and then all of a sudden they lose again. So that's just the way that is. So now we're going to, here we go, the Rams and the Niners. I have friends that are Niners fans, and they're just as annoying as Cowboys fans. They really are. They just, like, in that Trent Greenlaw dude, he talked a lot of crap, or shit, let's say shit. He talked a lot of shit last year and the year before that about the Eagles. And Kittle, whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, I do think that, to me, Kittle is better than Kelsey when it comes to being a tight end. I think it's all about the quarterback. Tight end, Kelsey's the GOAT. Well, no, he's not really a GOAT in Kansas City because you have Tony Gonzalez still. But that's my opinion. You have Rob Gronkowski. Those were good. Those were good tight ends. You notice how I didn't put Jeremy Shockey, old alligator arms for the Giants on there because no, it was horrible. Old alligator arms couldn't catch a pass over the middle to save his life. But then he said he wasn't going to catch a pass over the middle because he liked his life. So yeah. Now we know about the CTE. Maybe Shockey wasn't wrong. But let's get down to it. So we have the Rams, 10-7. Week 1, Houston lost. Then they went 4 in a row. They think they're going to beat Philadelphia at Philadelphia as a revenge game for the NFC title, NFC East. I mean the NFC Championship. No, I'm sorry, the division. No, yeah, it was a playoff game because we played Washington, I think, in the division. Anyways, so week 3 at Philadelphia win. I don't think so. Week 5 at San Francisco, yeah. Baltimore lost. Jacksonville, that's probably in England, so that's probably a loss. Then they have a bye. Lucky them. And you go to New Orleans. Well, the home against New Orleans to San Francisco, so they have them splitting with San Francisco. They have them beating. Let me see. They have them splitting with Seattle. They have them winning at Tampa Bay. They have them winning at Carolina. They have them losing at Arizona. Losing at home against Detroit. Week 16, Seattle lost, like I said. Week 17, Atlanta. At Atlanta, a win. And they round off the season against Arizona with a win. Because Arizona, I don't know. I kind of root for them, but then they just shit the bed every year. It's like you have a little underdog. Like, let's see them do something, but they just don't. Kyle Murray, come on, Kyle Murray. No more. Like I said, no more. Stop playing Call of Duty during the season. You know? All right. So you have the 49ers. They think they're going to win the West with 11-6, a whole game ahead of the Rams. And it's probably one of their games that they play against the Rams that's going to be the difference in the season. But they're with their quarterback Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has been overrated. He was one of the last people picked in the draft. So people think that he's good. Well, I mean, he's all right, but I think he's, people used to say, or they still say that what's Jalen Hurts is a system quarterback. But I feel like Brock Purdy is a system quarterback. He works well in that system, in the 49ers system. If you put him anywhere else, he probably won't be as well. But we'll see. So we start week 1. They come out the season, a loss. Week 2 at New Orleans, a win. Week 3 at Arizona, win. So they win, lose the first one, drop the first one. Win 3 in a row, lose the next 2. Win 4 in a row, lose the next one. Win 2, have a bye in week 14. Lucky 49ers. They got a good schedule. Lucky bastards. Then they go Tennessee, win 2 losses in a row to Indy and Chicago, and then a win in Seattle. What lucky bastards! They get a lucky break in that week 14. They want them to go back to the Super Bowl, or at least be in contention. But I think the Rams have something to say about that. I think the Rams are going to shock the West. I think the 49ers might come second. They might be. I honestly think that it's going to reverse. I think the Rams are going to win the West, and the 49ers are just going to be right there and be a wild card team. But, let's see. We'll go back. We'll revisit these streams. Excuse me, that's the West. Now we're going to the South. NFC South. And we'll go here first. So, wow. Now, mind you, I haven't seen these. I screen captured them, but I never really looked at them. So that's why I'm laughing when I see them, because I just grab them and put them on, and then I just go. So let's see. They have the Saints at 3-14. Oh, man. Let's talk about their wins. The week 1 in Arizona, they win. It gives Saints fans false hope. Then they lose 4 in a row. Win 1, lose 4 in a row. Then they're bye. Then they lose 3 in a row. Carolina. Then they lose 3 in a row. There's got to be some wins in there besides that one. Come on. That's fucked up. Like, come on, guys. Really? You don't think they can sneak up on a team like a Carolina? Or Miami? Or, yeah, they're not going to split with Carolina. I think they might win both. And the Jets? Come on. You guys, this is horrible. You're really giving, in Tennessee, you guys, come on. Give the Saints a little bit of credit somewhere. We'll see. Then you have the Carolina Panthers. They're an up-and-coming team. I think they're an up-and-coming team. They're building a good defense down there. So let's see. Jacksonville lost. Arizona lost. Week 3, 4. Atlanta, New England, both wins. Miami, Dallas, win-loss. They go back. They would lose 2 in a row. So they win in Miami, lose in Dallas, lose to the Jets. What the fuck? Really? A week 8 Buffalo win. A win in Buffalo? I mean, at Buffalo? No. Week 9, a loss in Green Bay. Week 10 in New Orleans, a win. Week 11 in Atlanta, loss. Atlanta, San Francisco, the Rams. You guys are giving Atlanta too much credit, but I know when we look on the next one, we'll see. I swear. Week 14, a bye. That's just to help them put themselves on. By that time, they'll be done. Like, if the Carolina Panthers are... By that, they'll have 4... Do they play any games of meaning? Nope. New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Tampa Bay. I don't know. No. I think the Carolina Panthers will give everybody a little run for their money. But, geez, the Saints? No, I don't think so. That's messed up. Oh, here we go. So we have the Falcons at 9-8. One game over 500. Would be John Robinson, their number 1 running back. And Kyle Pitts, the tight. I think Kyle Pitts still plays for the tight end. He played for Florida, and he was a sleeper tight end. Well, sleeper in the draft. I wished the Eagles would have taken him, but I'm not upset about it. But okay, so we have the Falcons at 9-8. We have the beating Tampa Bay, losing 3 in a row to Minnesota, Carolina, Washington. They have a Week 5 bye, which is horrible. They lose 2, Buffalo and 49ers. Then they win 2, Miami, New England. Then they lose 1, Indianapolis. That's probably the ones with the little asterisk next to it are games that are, I think those are the ones that are overseas. So they'll be playing in like Germany or something. So that's probably a loss. Carolina, then they win 4 in a row against Carolina, New Orleans, the Jets, and Seattle. Then they lose 1 to Tampa. They drop 1 to Tampa. Then win 1 in Arizona, and then they alternate wins and losses to loss, win. Like, okay. We'll see. Now we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which they think they're going to be winning. So far we have San Francisco, Tampa Bay as their... prospective champions. I don't see why not so far. I mean, unless these other teams start stepping up or somebody has a miracle season, yeah. But like I said, the only one I might have an issue with is the Rams. The Rams are a good team. I think Aaron Donald might have retired. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe they could tell me in the chat. But the Rams aren't. They're not that bad of a team. Although I don't like their safety. I think what the hell is his name? That he said he hated Philadelphia. Anybody that says they hate Philadelphia as a player, and then you go into a playoff game, you know what's gonna happen. Like, they do it every year. Someone always says some stupid shit about Philadelphia, or they do something stupid like the fans put their team jersey on the Rocky statue, and it never ends well. It never, ever, ever ends well for when you do it against the Eagles. I don't know why they do it, but they seem to think that putting a jersey on a fake statue or a statue of an icon that's in a movie is going to, you know, degrade them and make them. I don't know. We'll get onto it. We'll talk about it. But so Atlanta. I mean Tampa Bay. They lose the first two with old Baker Mayfield. I like Baker Mayfield. I don't. That's a hot take. A lot of people think that he's annoying, but I kind of like Baker Mayfield and his receivers. So you got 2 losses: Atlanta, Houston on the road. They start the season on the road. Then you got the Jets. Philadelphia win. See, I usually say no, but you know what? Put a pin in that one because I'll talk about it again. Seattle, a loss. Then they went 3 in a row. San Francisco, Detroit, and New Orleans. Then a week 9 bye. Then 2 more in a row. So they win 5 in a row. Then they lose 1 to the Rams. Then they win 3 more. Then it looks like they hit their stride. So then they lose 1 to Carolina. And then the last 2, they win at 12-5. Going into the playoffs, not as a wild card team maybe, but as a division champion. So that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. By the way, I like their orange. I hope they bring back the creamsicle, bright orange and white for like a throwback game because I used to love those. I like those uniforms. I mean, I hated them when I was a kid, and they played in the big sombrero back in the day. So I mean, it's nice to see these, just like the Patriots one, the Eagles have one. I think they all have one. I kind of like the Houston Texans too when they put on the Oilers. That's pretty dope. But all right, let's go. Let's continue on. Dun, 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 dun. Now we're at the black and blue division, the NFC North. And that right there, my friends, is what the fuck? Are you serious? Yes. Okay. Sorry, I went ahead of myself. Yes. So they have the Chicago Bears at 7-10. 7 wins, 10 losses. So they start 3 in a row. They win. Then they lose to Las Vegas. Then they get a bye, early bye. Green Bay 2. Oh God. Washington lost. New Orleans win. Then they lose. Jeez, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They lose 7 in a row. And everybody goes, "What's wrong with them?" So they start. Jeez, wow. They want them to. They think they lose 7 in a row. Then they get off the schneid by winning 3 in a row, and then they lose to Detroit in the end. Sorry, Chicago fans. Looks like it's that year again. It's just, according to Sports Illustrated, you guys are going to have a little hope. Then it's just going to be dashed between week 8 and week 14. Just going to be loss after loss after loss. So Bears fans will definitely jump off the, the proverbial bandwagon. Then we have the Green Bay Packers at 9-8. They're 9-8 for the quarterback that they're saying that I forget his name. That's how much I follow the NFC, the North. But they say he's a good quarterback. But how do they have them at 9-8? I mean, they shocked a lot of people last year. Didn't they? They beat Detroit in the playoffs in Detroit. So, or was that Washington? Oops. Yeah, the last year's playoffs were kind of fuzzy for me. I know who the Eagles beat. But anyways. So let's go. Last year they started. Yeah, everybody was afraid of the Packers. Afraid of the Packers when we got to the playoffs. We're afraid of the Packers. Whatever. So week 1 they win. They come out strong and beat Detroit at home. Week 2, at home against Washington, they lose. Cleveland. They alternate wins and losses for the first 4 weeks. They think they lose at Dallas. I don't think so. Week 5, early bye again. So then you lose. So when you lose to Dallas, you go into a bye. Then you come out of the bye and you're stumbling with 3 more losses in a row. Then you somehow a switch hits, bang, and then you go 4 in a row. Then you lose 1. Then you win another 1, and then you lose 2 in a row, and then you win 2. So they have them like going. wavering back and forth and becoming a 9-8 team and possibly going to the playoffs yet again. Huh. Then we had the 10-7. Oh, jeez, what? This is such a cop out. It's a cop out. Come on, guys. You have them both tied for the division. Okay, so we'll go with it. Detroit comes out, loses 3 in a row. Then they win 3 in a row. So they start the season 500. That's 3-3. Then they lose to Tampa Bay. So they're 3-4. And people go, "Oh no, what's going on with Detroit?" So week 8 they get a bye. Then they win 1. So now they are 4-4. And then they lose 2 in a row. Then they win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. So that's when everybody goes, "Oh wow, they're for real." Oh, I'm looking at the. I'll just do it. They win 5 in a row. So they're like, "Oh, they're on a streak. Oh, watch out for those Detroit Lions. They're good." Then they lose 1, and then they win the last game. So at 10-7. As long as Matt Stafford plays. By the way, Matt Stafford kills me because I bet on him last year, and the spread was, it was a parlay, and dude, I hit every it was just I did a parlay and I did a five player parlay, and I hit 4, and I picked Matt Stafford. All he had to do was get plus 1 yard. That's it. He literally had to dive, or QB sneak, and get me the yard. And he didn't fucking do it the whole game. He did not run. He stayed in the pocket like he does, and he never scrambled. And I was like, oh my God. I was watching the game going, this is how I'm going to lose. This is how I'm going to lose. Because it was a 4 o'clock game, and I hit all my stuff at 1 o'clock. So then the 4 o'clock came, and all I needed him, and I sat there and I watched the game, and I said, "Oh my God, please, this is exactly." And it was for like $400, and I said, "Jeez, dude, just step forward once, please. Take 2 steps, do a yard, 3 feet. That's all you got to do." And he didn't do it, and I lost. I was so pissed off. But okay, let's go back to Minnesota Vikings. They start with a loss to Chicago. We know that. Then they win 2. Atlanta, Cincinnati. Then they lose. Pittsburgh and Cleveland look like they are overseas or something because they have asterisks next to them. So they win. Week 6 is a bye. Week 7 against Philly, loss. Yep. Week 8, Chargers win. Week 9, Detroit, loss. Baltimore, Chicago, 2 wins. At Green Bay, a loss. At Seattle, win. At home against Washington, a win. Dallas, a loss. Giants, a win. Detroit, a win. And Green Bay, a loss. No. I think that which one will they lose out of those wins to get them to 9-8, because they're not going to win the loss. Let me see. At Green Bay. I say at Green Bay. They're going to lose that one, and they'll be 9-8, and Detroit will win the division like they've done so many years, and give false hope to Detroit Lions fans everywhere. And they talk about how, this is the year, this is the year, this is the year. Then they get their heart broken in the playoffs like they did last year. Like they did. Yeah, I kind of felt bad, but I didn't. It was just, you know why? Because your coach just like Mike Shanahan for the 49ers, your coach overthinks it. You know, he's the one that said something about biting people's knees and stuff like that, and or eating. He said some weird. He always says weird shit, but him and Mike Shanahan are like the 2 coaches that I feel like are very arrogant. And let's not be remiss and say that Nick Sirianni isn't the same way, because he kind of is. He kind of grates on you. And that being an Eagles fan, I'm saying that. I don't need all the theatrics on the sideline. I don't need you to come in there and do hot takes during your press conference. You know, just talk. You don't need to inspire. When he cried, I was like, oh God. I mean, I get you're upset because of the loss, but it was kind of like T.O. crying about, wasn't it? It was Tony Romo when he was like, "That's my quarterback, man." Yeah, you don't live those down. It's just weird. But yeah, if you're crying because you're retiring, that's a different story. Even though Brandon Graham cried when he retired, I mean, he didn't cry when he retired. He was just like, "I'm out, I'm out." Kelsey cried, but Brandon Graham did not. We're gonna miss you, BG, this year. All right, so now my favorite, ladies and gentlemen, the one that we've all been waiting for. Dun dun dun, the NFC East. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Dun 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 dun. I've made it big just so we can see this. They think the New York Giants are going to be 6-11. I have to agree. They might even be worse than that, because if you have 3 quarterbacks, you have none. And they cannot. Listen, Giants fans, your first mistake was paying your quarterback last year money and not keeping Saquon Barkley. That was your first mistake. And you're never going to live that. You're never, ever, ever, ever going to take that back. That was it. Now you're going to be in New York hell because, like, quite frankly, I'm hoping the Jets become better. I hope the Jets have a better season than you guys do, because I just enjoy watching. This whole NFC East is just going to be me shit talking, by the way. But I just love the fact that you have Cam Scatterbo. He's an all right running back. He might shock the world, but college is different than the NFL, let's be honest. So he's a tough runner, but who do you have? Who do you have? Who's throwing the ball? Russell Wilson? Huh? Really? Russell Wilson. Okay. we'll go with it. So they have them losing at Washington, winning at Dallas, winning at home against KC. That's a loss. At the Chargers, a loss. Yeah. At New Orleans, a win, maybe. Week 6, a loss at Philadelphia. Yes. Week 7, a win at Denver. No. Week 8. Yep, they're gonna sweep them. Eagles will sweep them, of course, because we own New York. Week 9, San Francisco loss. Yeah. Week 10, Chicago win. That's a win. Green Bay 3 in a row. Week 14, you get a bye. Then you lose. You win in Washington. Sorry, Giants fans. I don't think you're beating Washington. I don't know. And then you lose 3 in a row. You round out the season in Dallas and you lose. Yeah, that sounds like something that's going to happen. You might even be 5-11, 5-12. Good luck. Now we come on to the Dallas Cowgirls. Dallas sucks. How about them Cowboys? They're going to be, they think, Sports Illustrated thinks them boys are going to be 9-8 this year. Really? Who knows? But every time you lose, it brings me joy. It really brings me fucking joy to see the Cowboys lose. And then, because when they do win, as you'll see on the schedule, this is what we'll hear. Ready? Week 1, 2, 3. Loss. No, Dallas sucks. You won't hear shit from the Dallas Cowboy fans. Then they win 4 in a row. And then all of a sudden they're going to be popping up on Facebook. How about them boys? This is our year. Then they're going to lose at Denver. And then you're going to have the detractors. And then the Cowboys fans are going to week 9 in Arizona. How about them boys? Because they won. Then they lose. Win 2 in a row. They think they're going to, well, we'll get to that. They week 12 in Philly. In week 13 in KC, week 12 at home with Philly. Week 13, so they have them winning both. They're going to lose one of those 2 games. Detroit, loss, yes. Minnesota, a win. The Chargers, Washington, and then they're going to beat the Giants, and they're going to think that because they beat the Giants in week 18, that there's something special. But Dak Prescott's going to be Dak Prescott. Let's be honest. You don't. Jerry Jones needs to just retire. Micah Parsons. Micah, if anybody hears this or anybody knows Micah Parsons, Micah, do yourself a favor and go to Philadelphia. You're from Philadelphia. You always have something to say negative about Philadelphia every single season because you know why? It's that sour grapes. It's that fox with the sour grapes. You know, the one. I'm not gonna say the whole story, but the fox that couldn't get the grapes because he wanted them, and he turned around and he was like, "Man, whatever. They're probably just sour anyways." That's y'all. That's him. Yeah. He wants to go to Philadelphia. We all know he wants to go to Philadelphia. So he just says, He's like that. He's like that man that wants that girl that can't get the girl. So he's like, she's probably a bitch anyway. Yeah, because you want to be there. Don't play yourself, bro. We know. we know. All right. So there we go. The Giants, basement, Cowboys, mid, and now the number 1. Here we go. Let's make this big. And they really, they think Sports Illustrated thinks that Washington and Philadelphia are going to be tied for the NFC East. Okay. Week 1, they have them winning. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. They have them winning, starting out the season 6-0. 6-0. The Commanders, 6-0. No, this is the team you're going to watch out for. Okay, we'll see. They have them losing the first one against Dallas and then 2 more. Then they win 2. Then they lose. Then they win in Denver. They get a Week 12 bye. Then they lose 3. Win in Dallas, and then they lose at Philadelphia. Possibly for the NFC East championship. For the NFC East title. Who knows? 10-7. You have Jaden Daniels. You know what? I'm just gonna say this too. Washington Commander fans are becoming Dallas Cowboy fans as well, and 49er fans, because they had a good season last year. By the way, Jaden Daniels is probably gonna have a sophomore slump. So, you might. I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback, but he takes a lot of hits too. I'm so glad the Eagles picked up Saquon Barkley because Jalen Hurts used to like to take off with his feet, and he got blasted a couple times. But we have quarterbacks. It happened to Randall Cunningham. It happened to Carson Wentz. Yeah. It happened to Carson Wentz. I remember against the Rams. He was running for a touchdown, and bam, he smashed his knee. Tore his MCL and ACL on his, I think it was his knee. And he tried to walk back to the huddle, but his knee kind of bent sideways, and it was over. It was done for him. And then with us, when people say that Jalen Hurts is a system quarterback, if that was the case, then you could just plug any quarterback in there, and they can do stuff. But when Jalen Hurts got hurt last year, they needed to win 2 games. 2. And Gardner Minshew came in, and he lost both. So if it's a system, he should have been able to do it, but he didn't. So, yeah. But we won't. We'll talk about 2 years prior to that when the Eagles absolutely just shit the bed. Shit the proverbial bed. We went to the Super Bowl. That next year, we were doing great, and then the wheels came off. And A.J. Brown was doing some crazy stuff, and, it was just, fire Nick Sirianni. And then last year, they came together. Because, you know why? Because Sirianni wasn't calling the plays. He stopped. But he calls a tush push, I believe, but that's it. But now that we lost Kellen Moore, I forget where he went to, but we lost Kellen Moore. So now we have another offensive coordinator. So let's hope and pray. So let's go off the Eagles' schedule real quick. Week 1 at Dallas, of course, we're gonna win that one because it's a ring ceremony. I just hope they don't come out and lose that one. But in typical Philadelphia fashion, they probably will. But they like to build you up and then break your heart. Kind of like I think this season's going to be the same way, but that's a spoiler, so we'll get to it. They week 2 at KC loss. Like I said, it's in KC. KC has a point to prove, but it's also the regular season. It's not the playoffs, so I think that we might. I don't know. Saquon should have never went on the Madden cover because that's a curse. So yeah, I'm just hoping and praying that he doesn't get hurt or that he has a decent year. Like he has a year like he's not going to have the year like he did last year, which I'm still upset because he could have got the single season rushing record over Eric Dickerson, and they did not let him. It was the last game of the season, and I think he needed like 20 yards or something like that, and Nick Sirianni would not start him. And I kind of felt bad because I was like, "Yo, let's get the man, get the record." So so we started off with a win, and then we lose 3 in a row. So we're 1-3, and people go, "What's wrong with the Eagles?" In Philadelphia, they fire Nick Sirianni, fire him. He sucks because that's what's gonna happen. He sucks. And then he went 5 in a row, and they're gonna go, "Oh, we're back 4 in a row," and then we're back, we're 5-3, yeah. Because that's how it is. So we go to lose to Kansas City, which I don't think we are. We're gonna at home against the one of those 2 games, week 2 or week 3, we will win. I don't know which one, but we're going to win one of those 2 games. Tampa Bay, I chalk that up as a loss because Tampa Bay has been the Eagles' Achilles heel for years. I don't know if it's the heat. I don't know what it is, but they do not do well in Philadelphia. I mean, in Tampa Bay, and they don't do well in Jacksonville. But they really don't do well in Tampa Bay. I don't know if it's because their Tampa Bay's coach loves blitzing. He blitzes the shit out of the Eagles, like Todd Bowles. All he does is blitz, 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 blitz. And I don't think well, we'll see if we can adjust to it. But week 5, we come off the snide and we beat Denver. We go to the Giants and we spank them like always. The Minnesota Vikings, we win. Justin Jefferson doesn't get much because of our cornerbacks. Then we win again at week 8 against the Giants because we own them, like I said. Then we have a week 9 bye. Then a loss at Green Bay. Again, week 10 and a week 11. We visit the NFC. I mean, the NFC North. So one of those is going to. It's going to be either. I think I would reverse those. Take Detroit, make that a loss. Take Green Bay, make that a win. Then we're at Dallas. Typically, I would say no, but whenever we go to Dallas, there's a big issue. Like we have problems in Dallas too, but they do win. The Eagles do win in Dallas, and this year will be different. So yeah, it's a win. Week 13, a win against Chicago. Week 14 against the Chargers. At the Chargers is a win. The Rams is a loss, but the Chargers is a win. Yeah. No, I think the Chargers and the Rams will be a win. The Raiders will be a definite win. So, yeah, we're week 16 against Washington. Yeah, it's a win. It's a win. The Commanders. That's going to be a good game. Then they lose at Buffalo. Yeah. As much as I hate to say it, that's probably your Super Bowl preview right there, Week 17 at Buffalo. But it's it's early in the season, but we can go back on this and look. And then Week 18, Washington, we come out with a win. So let's see, NFC East. Where do we go? We win Dallas. Win again, we sweep the Giants. That's 3. 5. We go 5-1 in our division. I can see that. 5-1 in the division. So that which probably makes us go ahead of the Commanders. But yeah. Anyway, so as we're talking, this would be my prediction for the Eagles for the Super Bowl. The Bills, Eagles, Super Bowl. All the hype is going to be on Eagles repeating. But Buffalo pulled it out with a last-second field goal. And Buffalo finally wins their Super Bowl. Buffalo finally gets off from that bad 4 visits and a loss. The Eagles, we hang our head in sorrow. But we won it last year. So that's a consolation prize. I mean, we won it last year. So that's my prediction. I don't care about Kansas City. I don't care about Dallas. I don't care about the Commanders. I don't care about the 49ers. I could care less. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less. It's all about the Eagles. Keep an eye on them. The Eagles and the Buffalo Bills this year. That's my predictions. Have a great night. Peace out, Girl Scouts.